Just by accident, I found out something that was pretty amazing. I had a bunch of weeds that just popped up last week. We had a lot of rain in the desert. When you get a little rain in the desert right before springtime, these weeds pop up like crazy. Now these are thick weeds. Some of these weeds are as thick as my small little finger. So I decided to do a little weed eating. And I put this tennis racket string on the weed eater before I'd found out that it was what it was. And I said, oh well, I don't really need any tennis racket string. So it was by accident that I put this on here. So I just tried it out. I said, well, it can't be any worse than, regular weed eating string. So this is the string I used. Now this is the regular weed eating string. Now this stuff falls apart very quickly. The regular weed eating string doesn't last very long. So, and you look at this tennis racket string is a little smaller, just a tiny bit smaller than the regular weed eating string. So anyhow, I left this tennis racket string on the weed eater. Because I didn't need it, and I said, I'm just experimenting. Lo and behold, you're going to find this hard to believe, this stuff is almost invincible. This lasted at least 2 or 3 times more than the regular weed eating string. So I'm just making a little video. I had to do all these weeds here. I cut all these weeds down, and I've done this before. The regular weed eating string doesn't last very long at all. I'm constantly restringing it. So I went ahead and experimented with this tennis racket string, and I was amazed. I was literally amazed. I couldn't believe it just kept on going and going and going. And I said, I'm going to have to change this pretty soon. And it never seemed to disintegrate. And I'm going to show you. So I did a whole, look how thick this weed is. Now this weed here is almost as thick as my finger. This is some tough stuff. I mean, this disintegrates the regular weed eating string. It disintegrates that stuff quickly. Look how thick that is. Now I had a whole yard full of this stuff. And like I said, normal weed eating string just doesn't do it. So I used this tennis racket string. Now look at this. I did the whole driveway and more, and much, much more. Look at that. Hardly used any of this string. This tennis racket string is almost invincible, I tell you. Now I found out about this through accident. That's what YouTube is about, isn't it? Sharing with the world our discoveries. And let me tell you, this weeds that I had to go through were thick. They were invincible almost. And this tennis racket string, I'm very, very, very impressed. So I'm just going to share this with everybody out there. If you want to use a tennis racket string on your weed eater, you may be pleasantly surprised that it lasts a whole long time.